All right. So, look, guys, thanks very much for being part of this first, what should we call, Advantech virtual update. I know we've had like some periodic meetings online. We have some discussions here and there and all that sort of stuff. But I think what makes this one interesting is that we're actually recording this for our customers, so that they can look at this on demand. So thanks for being part of it. We'll see how it goes. For people who will look at this eventually afterwards, this is the first time we're doing it. It is it's loosely structured, but be prepared to potentially maybe see and potentially go through some things that we're not necessarily in control of yet. So yeah, it'll be fun for everyone, hopefully. What we want to do is we want to take a little bit of time right now, just a very, very sort of quick update, between myself, Richard. I'm the sales leader for the Advantech internal sales team. Take a little bit of time to have a bit of a discussion between myself and the team that you people out there will also be dealing with, just to sort of let you know a little bit about what we're seeing out there. We're also going to be covering hopefully a few other things, including the up and coming Industrial IoT Virtual Summit that's going to be coming up in September. We're going to be looking at a new product release, the PPC 324W, and we're also going to have some frequently asked questions that we've been noticing coming from the market, and we want to take some time to try to answer some of those. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually just quickly let you know what we're seeing from the sales side of things, what we're seeing from our markets. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to introduce Philip to you, Philip Deng, who actually looks after the Victorian area for direct sales. And Phil, I just want to ask you, what have you been seeing from your customers over the last few weeks, over the last few months, especially now that we're halfway through this stage 4 lockdown?
Hello, everyone. My name is Philip. Okay, since the stage 4 lockdown in Victoria, I can see the phone inquiries have been dropped quite a lot, but the online and email inquiries stay the same. That being said, with soft phone system set up in our laptops, and I still be able to transfer calls to RA, tech support, and account team for related issues. And customer service has not been affected. Even the whole sales team are working from home. So in terms of sales, there was a disruption because of the delayed shipment of, because the Qantas Tullamarine facility has been shut down for 2 weeks' time due to the COVID-19 case there. But it reopened early this month, and all the shipment schedule are back to normal now. So the sales in Victoria is this target this month, which is a good thing for me. And the pipeline for the coming months looks quite healthy.
Right. So what you're seeing is that even though Victoria is pretty much locked down, we're actually sort of seeing a lot of business continuing in the background.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I think that's a really, really good thing. I think that's really, really telling to see how things are actually progressing in the background there. Salesh, I want to move to you now. Salesh, you look after the New South Wales, you look after Canberra, the ACT. And you also look at Tasmania. So what have you sort of been seeing when it comes to direct contact with your customers? Because one of the things I've noticed is that, especially when it comes to leads that come through the website, I've actually noticed that there's quite a fair bit of momentum happening in New South Wales.
Yeah, that's true, Richard. Actually, NSW is doing good. We are getting enough leads from there, and customers are also buying. But the thing is that Tasmania and Canberra, they are totally dead as of now because of this coronavirus. But good point is that NSW is working fine. We are getting enough leads, so that's the hope for us.
Okay, so we're seeing that Canberra and Tasmania are pretty quiet. That's what you're saying there.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. Look, to wrap up with a little bit of the national review, I'm gonna finish off with Jacob here. Now, Jacob actually looks after probably the majority of the country, looking after Queensland, South Australia, Northern Territory, as well as the existing business over in Western Australia. So, yeah, Jacob, feel free unmute yourself and let us know what you're saying. I think you need to unmute yourself, mate.
Yeah, someone muted me. Yeah, it's very strong in those areas. So even from the start of COVID-19, our production in those areas was still going strong. I think a trend that I'm starting to notice is a lot of companies are actually working on long-term projects now. So where in previous months or late last year that a lot of companies that wanted to invest in projects didn't really have the manpower or time to do it. But in somewhat of a silver lining that because of COVID and a lot of things being shut down, a lot of customers can actually develop long-term projects, which is really great to see because it means that once life kind of gets a little bit back to normal, that production for their side of things will increase, which means that more people are going to be back in the workforce, which is overall something that we want to see here at Advantech.
That's actually some really, really good information, especially with exactly what you're describing about some of the longer term projects coming up. So I think overall, considering the people and the markets that we deal with, we're actually sort of seeing a fair bit of momentum and a bit of optimism there. So guys, thanks very much for actually sharing that input on your side. We do want to move on. This is actually a very, very sort of quick meeting for us and also for everyone out there. The next thing that we were going to talk about was going to be the upcoming Virtual Industrial IoT Summit. I hope I've got that right there. Now, one of the few things that I want to actually sort of talk about there is that it's coming up on the 22nd through to the 25th of September. So we're about a month away. The way it's actually going to be structured is going to be across 3 hours per day, and it's going to be completely digital. It's going to be completely online. So over those 4 days, the first day is going to be all to do with a grand keynote speech. The second day is going to involve topics surrounding smart manufacturing and also artificial intelligence. So those two topics are going to cover around about 90 minutes each. That's going to be really geared at the people out there involved in intelligent factories, industrial equipment manufacturing, industrial AI, as well as smart automation topics and industries. Third day is going to be to do with the smart city infrastructure projects. Now, that's going to be probably targeted toward the energy and environment industries, people who are involved in the transportation and logistics sectors as well. There's no breakdown on what the Smart City day is going to cover, but then day 4 is going to be for you to have the opportunity to have your one-on-one meetings, and that's going to be basically all day. So this is, I think, based on the way that it's being promoted right now, where you'll be able to actually sort of speak to the product managers, the presenters, to actually sort of have your time to get them one-on-one, even though it's remote, globally accessible, and virtual. That being said, being a global event, it is being set for 2 time zones. Now, these ones they're going to be kicking off at 10 a.m. Now, there's going to be 2 sessions. One of them is going to be 10 a.m. Atlantic time for North America, and then there's going to be 10 a.m. Central European time. So that works out to be midnight Australian time, and then for 3 hours, and then you're going to be looking at 6 p.m. Australian time. I have already seen a little bit of interest, from people that we deal with in terms of, looking into this summit. That being said, we do have information coming that there is going to be a summit happening again, probably around about November, possibly, which is going to be geared and aimed much more at the Australian market. So if you can't attend September, don't worry, it's there's going to be more coming later in the year. So that's the IoT Summit. Hopefully, we can basically sort of say that we've got the information out there for that. There is more coming. The next thing that we want to talk about is new products. Now, I know that when it comes to Advantech and product, we promote a lot of things out there, but looking through some of the things that have been phased in over the last month or so, we've got the PPC 324. Now, guys, when it comes to panels, having a look at the PPC 324W, what are some of the features that really stand out to you? So, Salesh, what makes this product stand out to you?
Richard, the good part with this introduction is that till date we were providing 21-inch panel PCs, but this PPC 324 is 23.8-inch size display. And this is a good introduction in our product offering because most of our clients were looking for a bigger size display panel PCs. So with this introduction, we would be able to cater our customers' requirement better.
Awesome. Philip, what makes this panel also stand out for you as well?
Well, I think the striking features is the connectivity product, because it provides versatile interface for the connection, like it provides 2 LAN ports, and also it got the Wi-Fi capabilities as well by the expansion slot for the mini PCIe card, and it also provides a 4G module as well via the Vital the features. So in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic, mobility becomes necessity for organization to carry out business without disruption. So I think it's very important that we do provide these connectivities for to our customers, and with the Wi-Fi and also the 4G, all the data can put into the cloud, which can leverage the data for AI and machine learning and provide a lot of benefit for business, such as preventive maintenance for the equipment.
It's definitely a unit that's got a bit more flexibility going for it. Look, Philip, thanks very much for letting us know what makes the unit really appeal to you. And Jacob, what about yourself?
Yeah, the one thing I'm really impressed with the unit is that we're already starting at the 7th gen CPU. So we're already kicking off at i3 and i5, 7300, I think it is. And also we have options for the i7 model for that, though I think that one is an MQO for it. But the really good thing about it is that it is actually for sale right now. So I know the production in Taiwan has already started, so I think we should have a decent amount of stock there. But just in terms of the flexibility of the all unit, it's probably one of our top tier products. So.
Yeah, it definitely stands out, not only with the larger screen real estate, but also when it comes to the potential there of an i7. At least that's what the data sheets are saying, because I know that historically, usually a lot of the panel PCs have been usually limited up to about i5 in terms of their capability. So i7 is going to give that extra bit of industrial capability for some of the higher end applications, and it also really adds for the future proofing. So yeah, that's when it comes to new products. We're not going to show that to you on screen right now. It is on the, I think it's on the website. Otherwise, what we will do is we'll put the links in the descriptions underneath this video, wherever they show up. We don't know yet. So we'll make that available and you'll be able to get information on it. But the most important thing is that they are in production and they are on their way to being available. So the next thing that we really sort of want to look at, and it's the final thing. We've noticed a few frequently asked questions coming from the market. So Salesh, I know that you've had some questions specifically about IP ratings and whether they cover the back of some of our units, specifically the HMIs. So do you just want to quickly talk about the IP ratings and which units have them specifically on the rear?
Yes, Richard, I have been continuously getting these queries from our clients in NSW, and they were asking about the HMIs which are protected from dust and water from the rear. So right now we have only two products in offering which are overall protected from the front and back from the dust and water, and these are SPC 221. This HMI is IP66 all-round waterproof casing design which protects it from water and dust from the rear and back, as well as we have IPPC 5211WS, which is 21.5-inch multi-touch panel PC, and it is fully sealed stainless steel, and this is IP69K rated, and it protects it from the dust and water, and it can be used in a harsh environment. And mostly these HMIs are basically panel mounted, so customer doesn't have to worry about the rear of the unit, because if it's in the it is mounted, and mostly they are mounted in a panel or a cabinet, so they don't have to worry about this. That's it from my side. Yeah.
No, awesome. Now you've also had a second question or a second theme that's actually sort of been coming up for you, and that's been actually regarding the shock and vibration ratings of some of our HMIs. So would you, based on some of the research that you've been doing, would you be able to let people know what our units have been tested for?
See, mostly all of our units are tested for the vibration, because we understand that they can be used where vibration could damage the units. So that's why they have all been tested in our manufacturing units in our laboratories, and on our data sheet of each and every unit, these details are already specified for every unit for what they have been protected. So mostly they are tested for 10G peak acceleration and 11 millisecond duration for the maximum forces, and it is also tested for 5 to 500 hertz at 1 GRMS for vibration protection.
Yeah, so I mean, without going into all the engineering behind it, these units can definitely take a bit of a rattle. At the same time, you don't want to put them into a paint mixer either. No, look, really, thanks very much, Salesh, for that answer. So, look, what we're going to do is we wanted to keep this nice and short. I want to thank Salesh, I want to thank Phil, I want to thank you, Jacob, for being part of this meeting, to offer your insights, specifically for your customers and the people who may or may not see this. But for all of you that will be seeing this on whatever media it's going to be on, if you do have any questions, please, or if you've got any feedback, let us know via email. Get in contact with us through the email address info@advantech.net.au, and just put in virtual update into the subject line, and we'll look at either providing an answer for you directly or possibly answering any sort of feedback or questions that you have in the next video. Really hope this was helpful. And look, we might have an update for you soon, possibly in the next month. But guys, thanks very much. And I'll talk to you guys next time.
See you. See you guys.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you.